All right, so here I am with this video, and I got this as a request from a Patreon subscriber actually about to go over the guy. His channel. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Heed and Succeed, right? And he wanted to hear my thoughts on watching some of his videos and what do I think about the incel shit and blah blah da da da. So with that being said, wait, I lost my window. Here we are. Okay, I lost my window. All right. So with that being said, actually last night ever since I got that message, I was just kind of like binge watching his videos, and I mean, I found him interesting. I found him interesting, and because he's a fat guy, I get that, and I was watching his shit, and I was definitely listening to it, taking it to heart. And actually last night I fell asleep with my girl watching the videos, and we fell asleep. We talked about the topics afterwards, and I fell asleep last night because I was gonna live stream last night, and I ended up falling asleep on accident. So yeah, so I'm back. and yeah, and after binge watching, I'm just gonna start out with this. The equivalent. Okay, first I told my girl this. Like, first off, it's like the dating market, and I'll agree with incels. The dating market is not fair when it's women to men. For the initial setup of going to find a spouse, talk to them, and at least make it off the ground with somebody. That part is much more difficult for men. All right, it really is. It's very difficult for men, right? From bad looking men to good looking men, it can still be difficult, right? to get that shit off the ground. It's much easier for women to just log into an online dating site and by the end of the day have 70 matches and all that shit. Like the women dominate in that field. It's and like I say in my videos, it's after that is where women just have zero control over anything. When they're with a guy who they actually want, and the guy has confidence and self-esteem. He's already been with women before. He knows what's going on. The woman has no control after that, right? But when I was watching a video with my girl, we would pause it at certain sections and talk about it, and I told her this because we talk about her mom too, and like her mom is this type of woman that I'm going to bring up. The equivalent of an incel is the woman who is holding out for the King of England to come marry her, right? The woman who's just holding out for the King of England. But and again, I see where the incel's perspective is. Incel is, oh well, I can't get sex, I'm ugly, so it's over, blah 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 blah. Whereas woman, the fattest, ugliest woman can have somebody slide through on a slow night where she can at least get that validation of touch, that validation of just of attention from somebody, if only just for sex, right? She can still get that, where men just don't get that at all. Like, no woman's going to go up and approach a man. It's the man's job to always go in. Like I say in my videos, women don't create shit. They sit back and wait for shit to happen with everything, right? So it's a man's job to go out and do that. And like I said, the equivalent of an incel man in the woman's world is because to be woman is to get sex. All right, that's just an automatic as a woman. That's her guaranteed state is to get sex, right? But a woman's area of complete uncertainty and being out of control is actually maintaining a relationship especially with a man that she can legitimately respect, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and start clips of this and maybe like pause here and there to share more thoughts on it. But yeah, here we go.
Baby, coming at you live once again with another video. Once again with another video, baby, because that's how I do it. Ain't nothing to it but to spit it like fluid. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Gotta prove it to me. It's all new players, but you're gonna learn if you have sex appeal or not. Like I said in a previous video, a man will learn whether or not he has sex appeal when he's in middle school. In middle school, that's when people hit puberty, and that's when people find out whether or not they are attractive to the opposite race. I mean, the opposite gender, the opposite sex. That's when a man will find out. Now, if you went through middle school, high school, college, and then post-college, without women checking for you, without women looking at you, without women showing you signs that they are interested in you. And some of these signs can be overt, some of these signs can be indirect. But if you don't have any women checking for you in any way, shape, or form, then it is over for you, right? You know, call it a day, call it a game. You know what I'm saying? Hit the locker rooms, hit the showers, you know, get out your uniform and take a long hot shower, because it's over for you. All right? And I'm just being real. If you're well over the age of 18, actually, let's be real. At what years is a man most exposed to women, right? I'll say during school, when you're in school, when you're in college. That's when you're around a lot of women. All right? That's when you're around a lot of women. And when you went to college, when you went to middle school, high school, right? That's the time when girls, they start to hit puberty, right? Middle school. If they're not feeling you, if they're not checking for you, if they're not digging you, if they're not liking you, and trust me, when a girl is socially awkward, let me say something. Let me say this. When a girl is socially awkward, she's gonna make it abundantly clear to you as a man that she likes you. I've seen it. I've seen it time and time again. I've seen many socially awkward women really like show the guy that they're interested in a very awkward way.
Okay, I want to pause it right here because this is where I am, you know, just well, last night when I watched, well, you know, skipping through the video, but I was watching the video and I paused at the same area here. I think at this point with the whole, and this is just me being on the outside looking in, right? In my opinion of it, and I'll be honest with you. I've seen, like, you know, every guy goes through a period of being an incel, right? Every guy goes through at least a period of it. So I've seen like both sides of it. Now I was never like really fat, but when I was in high school, I had like horrible bald spots in my head, so that like scared off girls. So just a side note, like my self-esteem, I think Patrice O'Neal even said this. My self-esteem was so low it was high. Like my self-esteem was so low, I just accepted I was just ugly and fucked up and just moved on and just had fun after that. But everybody's gonna take that shit differently, all right? So I'm not saying I'm better or worse, but that was my experience with it. Like my self-esteem was so low, it incidentally became high on accident. Like I didn't intend for this shit to be like that, right? But at this point, I think the idea of girls have just become just extremely perverted situation. This incel shit. I think they focus too much on girls, and and like I said earlier, I think it's the same thing. How you have these women who are just old and they're out the game. They're sitting around waiting for the King of England to come marry them. And here's the thing, and just like what I talk about with my girl, when I speak to my girl about it with her mom, I said we had this conversation last night. Okay. Talk about her mom. Like, okay, let's say that the King of England came around. Well, y'all remember that video I did on Jaleesa from 106 & Park? Same thing. She's older. She's out the game now. At least for the you know, for what she can go out there and do. The pool's getting smaller. So let's just use Jaleesa or my girl's mom as an example. I said, and I was talking to we was laying on the bed right here, and I asked, I said, okay, look, the reality of it is, this is just it's become a perverted dream, right? So even if your mom was to get this King of England guy who was the perfect charm and all this shit, she don't even know if that's what she really wants because she's never had it, right? And if she had it, she never had it for a relationship. She doesn't even know if this is what she wants. And the same thing goes for incels. The thing with incels is, okay, the reality coming from me of once being that and then getting out of that. The reality, like now looking in hindsight, is, okay, look, who would have said I would even like that I would have actually really wanted to be in a relationship with that girl who I thought I liked anyway, just because she was pretty. Like it's that illusion. It's that perverted illusion that seems to grow. Like once you don't have something, you put it higher and higher on a pedestal. Kind of the same thing. Like let's use for example the one ex-girlfriend I had 4 ex-girlfriends who died, but the one specifically who was a little more closer. I caught myself accidentally like almost putting her on a fucking higher pedestal, as no woman can match up to her because she died, because there's no chance I could have her again. You see what I'm saying? So it's weird how that plays out in the human mind. Like once something becomes rarer and more rare for whatever reason, we tend to put more, omnipotent value in it. You know what I'm saying? Without thinking of the reality and seeing it without those goggles on, we tend to look at it without the reality goggles. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you looked at it with reality goggles, okay, as an incel, right? You never had a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And everybody kind of wants a spouse, whatever the fuck. But then, okay, to logically break this shit down, how do you even know you'd even really want to even be with this girl who you thought was cute in the lunchroom? How do you even know y'all would even, you know what I'm saying? How do you know she wouldn't be a complete bitch, a complete cunt? How do you know? You don't know. Now, I'm in that position now where I can look at it and I can see it like that, where I'm not immediately, well, because I was in it and now I'm out of it. Of course, I'm expecting a kid and all that shit like that. But, and I'm fucking hookers and brog and, fucking bitches in South America. I get it, I can see it now, like, wow, like, there was nothing saying that this girl was even worth any time from the period other than I just want to fuck her. So the core, and me and my girl talked about this, what it really breaks down is to people, men and women, they create this omnipotent illusion of a spouse or what they really want, like in a companion in life, and then and this is what essentially fuels the porn industry and the love movies and love novels. Those are the 2 biggest media mongols in the fucking world, is porn and love stories. Did you ever think about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, see, porn just dominates the internet, and love stories dominate movies, right? You ever wonder why? Because this is what humans do. I'm not, and again, and I meant to start the video off by saying this. I'm not going to try to say you're crazy, all right? Incels, or not even he to succeed or anybody. My goal is not to tell you that you're crazy. If anything, I'll agree with you. Especially, I'll agree more with the heed and succeed guys and the incel men that the dating market is not fair. I'll agree with you. I will give you that any day of the week. The dating market as a man is not fair, especially when you're a man and you're not even 30 yet. It's just not fair, because here's the other side of it too. The other side is, okay, let's say when you was in college, you was in middle school, high school, college, blah, 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 and you want that girl. See, the reality of it is, that girl may have found some little middle schooler guy along in her same grade that was cute, but she was really wanting that senior in high school. And she was probably getting gangbanged by the sophomores because she thought it would get her in with that senior. And see, this is the other side of it that I think incels don't really see, because the incel community kind of, while a lot of what they say does make sense, I also think that a lot of it is also kind of this kind of narrow-minded, almost like childlike mentality to an extent. Because and this is just my honest opinion on it. Like I said, I'm not gonna say you're crazy or anything like that, but this is just my honest opinion. You see, and I say this in my videos all the time. See, those girls between the ages of 15, roughly, I say even starting back to 14, 15-ish, girl, once they hit that age, dude, they are fucking guys up into their 40s and 50s, even 60s and 70s, dude. Because again, like I say in my older videos, sex is nothing to women. Like, it's nothing. It's nothing. Those girls, like the little cute girl you seen in the lunchroom, the cute girl who was in your freshman course, and she might have given you the eye that she liked you, dude, she was fucking her teachers, she was fucking her tutors, she was fucking a drug dealer, she was fucking her doctor, her dentist, she was fucking all those older the whole time. All right, but you see, like, once you can open your mind to that reality, that girl between the age of 14 to roughly 28. She's in her hot zone then. Oh, that girl is fucking all guys from all different age. Now, they try to say they don't in public media because they're afraid of getting judged by other people by it. Those girls are fucking their dentist, their doctors, the doctor's assistant, the dentist's assistant. They're fucking all of them, dude. You are not, listen, if there's anything you can take from this incel, get over yourself. All right, get over. Now I'll agree, dating is hard. Dating is hard as a man. I will give you that. It's just no competition in those, you know, when you as a man, especially when you as a man, you're in that age bracket of 14 to 30. Oh, it's just unfair. It's just completely not fair at all. When you have to compete with other men who are in your age bracket and above you, you know, for this girl, and this girl, nobody will ever tell that little cute 18-year-old girl no. She's never going to hear the words no, because every man can use a piece of side pussy. And on top of that, the older men are going to have more experience. He's going to know how and when to shut the fuck up, and it'll just work her mind even more. Dude, you can't compete. You just, when you, as a man, when you are in these ages between, I'd say 14 to 28, 29, you are going to be at the bottom of the barrel. Fucking period. Sorry to tell you, it's the fucking truth, dude. You are going to be at the bottom of the barrel because you are in that age, you are in that demographic where what you have to offer a woman, like you just don't. Okay, for what that woman has access to, a 21-year-old kid, most 21-year-old kids just can't compete with that. 21-year-old boys, y'all, you just can't. You can't compete. She's in control. Because I was 21, dude. I'm 30. I'll be 36 this year. But listen to me, dude. I was 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 33. Look, dude, you are at the bottom. You can't compete. You just, I mean, yeah, okay. And I said this in my older videos. The comparison of what you have to offer in a relationship for real that would be of benefit is, okay, a younger man is the equivalent to an older woman with this, right? The only thing they really have to offer that's interesting to the opposite sex will be the sex. Because, okay, and the elaborate, because if you're a younger guy, yeah, you can offer maybe a little bit of physical protection, but she can get that from a 32-year-old at her job or some shit like that. You know, that has much more experience too, and probably also was trained and all that shit to how to fight and all that, or whatever, probably ex-military, whatever the fuck, right? She can go find that from, you know, the 40-year-old living down the hall. You know, she can find that protection from him. So okay, so what? So as a younger guy, what do you ain't gonna have any money. It just is what it is when you're 20, because you just don't have any experience, or unless your family comes from money. And at that point, where your dad's probably fucking the bitch at that point, and she's just kind of hanging out, you know, hanging out with you just to feel that, you know, relatively normalcy again, normal life again. But at the end of the day, when you're in that age bracket, dude, like you are just going to be at the bottom. And the same thing is when women get older. When women get older, all they really have to offer is just, you know, some holes to fuck. Because after that, they're just going to be annoying as fuck, and they're going to expect way too much. So everything else about those women will just be, you know, just not needed. And if anything, the older guy's going to be fucking her daughters or her aunt or her nieces or some shit like that. And it's the same thing. It's a brutal fucking reality, but it's the truth, man. It's the truth. CHRUF. It's the truth. Anyway, let me play more of this. I feel like I ramble way too fucking much. Here we go.
You know, a very awkward way. And that was like, she was just looking at him, smiling a lot, and just, it was a guy that was tall, black, former bodybuilder, so he had somewhat of a physique, even though he was out of shape. She was really liking him, and she was just looking at him like she was all horny. Now, if you're a man and you don't have women looking at you like they're all horny, it's over for you. If a woman cannot see herself grabbing your head and kissing you, it's over. If a woman cannot see herself just getting on top of you and riding you and straddling you, right? Or she can't see herself underneath you getting, getting dug out by you, then it's over for you. Now look, the reality is women have all the power.
In the first 5 minutes of a relationship, yeah. In the first 5 minutes, they do.
Women have all the power. Men do not choose women. All right? A man does not choose the woman. The woman chooses the man.
And see, shit like this is why I get mad. I don't get mad, but I get frustrated when guys turn on this incel shit and start going that black pill incel shit, man, and listen to shit like this. See, because the reality of it is, okay, these are words, and I'm not trying to like shit on a dude or whatever, but this is just the reality. These are the words from a guy who just never made it to that next level for whatever the fuck reason. And it's not just because he's fat, all right? He never, and when I say that to that next level, he never got to see the behind the scenes for real. Okay, perfect example. If he had maybe like, you know, like a sister who talked to him and communicated with him or some shit like that, he would have got to see it and he would have learned. He would have, like, you know, wrapped that shit up a long time ago and figured it out. Dude, yeah, women do have, and I do agree with this. Women do have the power in the first, like, in relatively the first 5 minutes. And I'm guessing this is where he kind of always, he never really made it past the first 5 minutes. Whether regular woman or hooker, right? To actually go in there and see a hooker's life for real. Like, and see, these are scenarios where I also recommend guys to travel and I say really travel to areas where you gonna be the big dog just because of where you was born, type of shit, right? Like go to areas like that where you see that shift in power change, right? And you'll see just how pathetic women are for real. You will see just how absolutely pathetic they are. But see, like, these were maybe he's just, like, you know, trying to hype up a crowd, his following or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, these are words coming from a perspective of never seeing the other side of it, dude. Like in my Patreon, I talk about all the time on how, but that girl who looked like the Anna de Armas bitch, she literally just flew to Prague and was sucking dick for $50. Like, beautiful girl too, right? And just got the Prague sucking. And like I said, why it was so embarrassing is because think about the 4 or 5 guys back in her home country who would have worshipped the ground she walked on and took her out to eat every day and all that shit. No, she didn't care about that. She'd rather come out and suck dick for $50 and get some American money, some American dollars. See how pathetic that is? But see, the thing is, that's no different. That's bitches in the world, man. That's what bitches do. Their bitches' whole job is to get man whoever they think is valuable for whatever reason. And the other negative about where if I had to guess, he's probably in the U.S. because he's obviously driving, and I could tell by his accent. If I had to guess, there's a more high enough chance he's in the U.S. The U.S. I was talking to a guy from on the phone. He'd be watching live. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to. You know, I'm just real strict about confidentiality unless he wants me to say it. But America is just dating. America is dating on ultra hard level. Right? America is dating on ultra hard level because, one, you don't walk anywhere in America. You drive everywhere, so you're separated for that. And then when you finally come across a woman, it's like this whole big fucking deal, right? Whereas like it's okay, especially when you be out in Europe, you walk a lot more. So you see a lot more people, especially if you live in a city. You're going to see a lot more people. So you're going to see beautiful bitches, like, you know, more normally, so you're gonna be desensitized to it. Because, perfect example, I remember when I went to go to the butcher to get some meat. There was a girl in there. She's one of the most beautiful girls I ever seen in my life. She was blonde. She was like naturally blonde, and her body was like perfectly plump and shit. One of the most beautiful girls I ever seen in my life. Right? In America, motherfuckers would have hunted her down. Right? And here, nobody pays her any attention. Matter of fact, the guy who the first guy who I met who came here from out west. I remember we was walking around the mall, and there was a girl walking in front of us, and he said, yo, dude, and you know, where I'm from, the dudes have been following her out this mall. But, you know, here in Prague, like, nobody cared. Because he's like out here, people are walking a lot more, so you're coming across more and more people. So you're desensitized from woman and beauty and all that shit. So it just doesn't hit the same out here like it does out there. So, but with that being said, since most American women are just fucking fat and pathetic, by the time you see one that's just not fat, she's immediately a 7. And then and on top of that, you have, you know, you go so long without seeing, you know, attractive women in real life to where like you're almost like stuck in all type of shit by looking at her because you're just not used to seeing it. And it just fucks up the whole male dominance value of it. And then on top of that, you just go on Tinder and everybody swipes right on her. So her ego is now through the fucking roof. So it's just it's date. America is dating on hard mode, and not to factor in prostitutes in the U.S. By the time she looks halfway decent, oh, she's gonna try to get hundreds or if not thousands out of you. So you're literally on dating on hard. You're dating on ultra hard mode in the U.S., dude. That's also part of what's fucking you up out there, and a lot of the incel community in the U.S. That's what's fucking y'all up, for real. And then, oh, and I want to touch on this too about the whole looks thing, and you don't make the cut because of looks and all that. That was another area I wanted to touch on. That's kind of like, okay, and I think guys focus way too much on that, way too much on the looks. And to be honest, I know I'm gonna hurt somebody's feelings with this, but to be honest, my opinion is the looks thing. That's on like that is getting to be really selfish as a man, as a man, and assuming what women want, right? And with the looks. With the looks, like you know what I'm saying, like you basing like your whole fucking livelihood and an ability to do shit with people off of looks alone. Like I think that is something that men do. Some, especially like a lot of these incel guys, they'll do it, but then they like because men do it. Men, we are very visual. Men are visual first. When we grow up, we just want to marry a beautiful woman. We don't care about her personality. We just want a beautiful woman. And I think men do that, and they get so caught up in that they end up assuming that women are exactly the same with that shit. They're exactly the same with it. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, like, yeah, I think it was even like it was in that anime shit. Like like the Japanese, their culture, like with that anime shit, they even make the dudes look feminine. You know what I'm saying? like to make them look physically like a woman and be attracted, because they think that's what women like, type of shit. Like it gets really like, so it really gets on this more selfish, almost child. I mean, don't get me wrong, looks will matter a little more and a little less to some, but is when you talking about dealing with bitches, dude, I'm telling you, that same woman who's fucking that dude who's like a supermodel, I guarantee you, she's fucking another dude who don't look anywhere. He don't look like shit. I guarantee you. I will guarantee you that. But like I said, see, when you get stuck in this incel shit, all you're really seeing is one side, especially in America, in the US. When you get stuck in this incel shit, you're only seeing the one side of it because you never went off and you never got invited to that circle or didn't stumble into that group of people where you actually got to see that other side. I guarantee you. I will guarantee you. That woman who was fucking that dude, or like what he mentioned earlier, the woman who was looking into the black dude and was like horny for him. I guarantee you that same woman is fucking another dude at like probably at that same time within that same week who physically wasn't shit, but he just talked to her right. You know, just talked to her. Or probably he probably didn't even say nothing. She probably came up and started talking to him and figured out she liked him. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole looks thing, like, and that's what I'm really scared about with the whole black pill incel shit. While on one hand, yeah, like they do have a point. Like at some point, looks are going to matter at some point. But also with women, it's really not completely about looks. And the fuel my point is this. See, with these incel dudes, like they also don't understand how sex works because that's the definition of incel. You know, they don't understand how sex works. So. And this is where, and to elaborate on what I said earlier about the childlike mentality of it, the childlike mentality is, okay, when you're a guy, you're fucking a bitch, right? And you got her legs up in the air. Personally, when I got a bitch on her back and her legs are like, I love how a woman's legs are shaped and how their feet, when they're like straight or like connected to their leg and their legs are up in the air, and then she's just got, you know, her pretty face and long hair. Like that is doing a lot of the sexual work for me on hers, because men are visual, right? Now on the flip side, from the woman's perspective, you have to think about this shit. From the woman's perspective, she's just laying down, right? She's just laying down and hoping that you can fuck her right, fuck her good, or whatever. But she's not getting off to her own beauty. You see? And at some point, she's had a man who was beautiful and tried to fuck her and actually didn't do anything while fucking her, but just kind of like these like wifey's world. It's just soft ass, punk ass bitch, you know, 10th grader fucking type of shit. Like. So when it comes to the looks, yeah, I mean, the looks can matter for, you know, for a woman to want to fuck a dude, but in reality, when the actual sex happens, if the dude doesn't know what he's doing, it doesn't matter how good she looks. And for guys who have experience, you can agree with me. If a girl looks, it doesn't matter how great she looks. If she's bad at sex, well, she's just bad at sex. And then see, that's where your mind will grow too. Once you get that experience where you get that one girl who was just completely, gorgeous to the point where you were almost afraid of her beauty type of shit, but she fucks like shit. Well, then that's your level of growth. It's like, okay, well, maybe I might try that 6 out and see how she fucks, because that 6 might actually fuck better than that 9. And then, so which one do you really want to, really want to actually have sex with? After you have sex with enough 9s, your ego's going to be, your ego's not going to build up off that anymore, because now okay, I'm just going to be bored with this shit, or go get that 6 and actually have some fun with that 6. You see what I'm saying? It's like that's that next level growth as a man, and sadly, a lot of men just don't get to that point for one reason or another. I'm gonna play this a little bit longer, then I'm gonna get out of here.
Now you can shoot your shot with a woman, and you could maneuver certain things, and you can act a certain way, and you can use game. But really, it's all an illusion. At the end of the day, the woman decides. See, a man will fuck anything with a vagina pretty much, for the most part. Now, like me, I don't have standards. I'll fuck a girl with no eye, with an eye patch, with a missing tooth.
And this is a deeper topic.
She could be bald-headed. You know what I'm saying? She could be in a wheelchair. I'm still gonna try to get at her because, like I said, I'm in desperation mode.
Yeah.
I'm in desperation. When.
Yeah, and see that is the deeper part on why you don't have standards. Because I know dudes who don't have standards just because they just don't have standards. They just don't care, right? And there's other guys who don't have standards because they're in desperation mode, and because they don't feel like they're good enough to really do anything, to do anything about it. And at this point, this is really where, okay, a dude like this needs a guy like me in his life. And he needs a guy like me in his life. And the thing is, he'd even be mad at me for like the first month or two. He gonna hate me and all that. I know he gonna hate me and all that shit, because I'm gonna bring out the deeper fucking fact on it. That desperation, but every guy gets it in desperation mode at some time, because every guy is gonna go through an incel period for whatever reason. Every man's gonna hit that. Even women go through incel periods for that, involuntary celibacy, whatever the fuck. Even women go through that. I think Mila Kunis, she couldn't find a date for 6-7 years. Serena Williams, I think she did the same shit. They couldn't find dates for a man wouldn't ask them out for 5 or 6 years. Everybody goes through this shit, dude. Everybody. But back to the core topic. Like, a dude like this needs somebody like me in their life, like personally, like to live next door or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because every guy's gonna go through that. But I think what happened is he ended up spending too much time alone with this failure, and then end up focusing too much on it, and it just ended up taking over his life, type of thing. Honestly, that's what if I had to guess, that's probably what happened. He sat alone too long, and on top of that, with American culture, or with culture in the world, here's the thing, man. The world always ends up like I talk about this in live streams, how it ends up pushing it, like it infers that you have to have a girlfriend, or if you don't get a girlfriend, then you're a loser and you're lesser of a human and all this shit. When in all reality, it's the other way around, for real. But society has its way of doing that shit, and you're not okay if you don't have a girlfriend, or if you don't have a wife, or if you don't have a woman that you're talking to, you're not okay. No, in reality, it's the other way around. If a woman doesn't have that, then she's the one that's fucked up, for real. Because pussy is the easiest thing to sell. You would have a harder time finding drinkable water in a grocery store than selling pussy. Pussy's the easiest. So when bitches can't keep a man, see that's a bigger cause for concern, for real. In my honest opinion, but no, like, dude, but I get it, like, you're fat. I seen other videos where he was shooting a gun. He's a big dude. I get it. I get all that shit, man. But again, I mean, it's easy for me to say, like, just don't think about it. I get that. It's easy for me to say this shit, but I think what will really have to happen is, especially with dudes like this, he would have to get around a guy like me. a guy like me, like I don't give a fuck about society. I don't give a fuck about having a girlfriend, even though I do have a girlfriend, but I don't give a fuck about it. You know, like not like I don't define myself by having a girlfriend. I don't show her in every video or post pictures all on the internet about her. I don't. That flexing, stunting shit is that's just not my thing at all, man. He needs a guy like me who does not, who is comfortable with not abiding by what society is going to infer, right? A guy who is just who is not who is comfortable in it too, comfortable in it. Like I will fuck a hooker, yes, because it gets directly to the point and it's much easier to deal with. All right, and in my opinion, it's cheaper. All right, I will go buy a prostitute. I have never been secretive about that, never. But I think in that honesty, he can start to be more honest with himself, and not only be honest with himself, be more honest and accept it. Because I think this run, honestly, in my opinion, with this incel shit, I think this run to looks is just a desperation act for the most part with a lot of guys. Now, okay, with the younger guys, I get it. Like when you're like 19, 20, I'd say the looks do count a little bit more in those years when you're younger, because in those years as a guy, you got, like I said earlier in this video, in those years as a guy, you just don't have a lot to offer. You just have, you know, dick, looks, and maybe if you got a little popularity in the neighborhood or some shit like that, if your parents got some money, you know, something like that. But you really don't have a lot to offer, so something about you has to really stand out. Because like I said, that same 20-year-old girl that you trying to holler at when you be 20, dude, she's fucking dudes like me and better than me. She's sneaking off fucking these dudes, you know, and some of these dudes are paying for her food, buying her clothes and all types of shit. How she getting, you ever think about that? How she get this iPhone and all this shit, and the bitch work at a fruit stand store in the mall? How she get that iPhone 16? Did you think about that? You know what I'm saying? Because she's fucking that dude's buying it for her. Yeah. So like in those years, like you just gonna be assed out. So in those years, I would say, yeah, the looks can mean more. But at the same time, like when you be 20, man, like don't go up to a bitch in the same age group expecting to make a relationship out of it. Because you are, to her, I'll be honest, man, to her, you are a child to her, because she's fucking with older guys who are more established in life. Point fucking blank. I can't make it. I can't even sugarcoat it. It's the reality. That cute girl who's sitting there in the mall, that cute girl who's working at that watch store in the mall, or working at Arby's, or working at Walmart, or that cute girl anywhere, dude. Look, she's got matches on Tinder with dudes who are in their 30s with full-blown careers, and you know what I'm saying? She's hooking up with them. So by the time she's hooking up with this 20-year-old dude who can barely get a job at IHOP, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that thing. Like, something about you has to be above and beyond. But even at that, even if it's above and beyond, here's the thing. Even if it's above and beyond, well, like, you just not going to be anywhere near as well-rounded as a dude, as an older man. You just not going to know how to handle scenarios and situations. And even if you do, at some point, like, you just going to break because you don't have the scars. And like I said earlier, the scars are what makes men valuable. You know what I'm saying? Scars make women not valuable, but to men it makes it valuable. And like it sounds fucking daunting for me to, you know, elaborate on this shit, but it's the truth, man. Like your time, every man out there, if hopefully you didn't get too depressed by what I was saying and you still watching, but but your time will come the older you get. See, you are the fucking wine in this shit, dude. The older you get, the better you get. Bitches are fucking milk, dude. They're bread and milk. At best, you might be able to make croutons out their ass if they bread, at best. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, you just got to throw it away. Bitches are fucking milk and bread, dude. Man, you are fucking... So when you're 19, you are wine, dude. Right? Okay, yeah. So right now, when you're 19, you are grape juice. Right? Hey, ain't nothing wrong. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with grape juice, but you grape juice. You know what I'm saying? You got to let that shit age, and you going to turn into wine. Trust me. Trust me on this, dude. Even he to succeed. You going to figure it out. You gonna go out there, you gonna figure it out, and you gonna figure out how to play up your strengths. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna figure the shit out. And what? I guarantee you, he probably got a girlfriend now. Because these videos is old. He probably got a bitch now. I wouldn't be surprised. Cause he done he done talked about this shit for so long and done all this and probably did some self-reflection and grew and aged on top of that. See, now them younger girls will fuck around and give him a chance. Don't worry about him being fat. Don't got nothing to do with it. See, because he's older, he got them scars in life. He has that experience now. He figured it out, and now he done talk so much. He's tired of talking. So now he probably got a little more quieter around bitches, and that's even better. It's like, dude, I bet you, I would damn near bet that he has a girlfriend. I would not be surprised because he done aged since then. And see, again, you are wine. The longer you go, damn near, in most cases, the longer you go, the better you gonna get, and the more chances you gonna have to be able to pull a younger bitch for whatever reason. Usually because you're gonna be able to offer more protection. No matter what you look like, you're gonna be able to do that. Anyway, if anybody wants to, see me go through this whole video, cool, let me know. If I might just do the whole video in like a part 2 only on Patreon or something like that. Just, because I don't know if anybody was even interested in that long ass rant. But yeah, I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a good day. Bye.